This is the Hunt Bait Finesse Series rod from Kistler. I have referred to this as the ultimate bait finesse rod, and I've even sort of put out there that they might be the best bait finesse rods in the world. I helped design these rods and do a lot of the initial testing, so obviously I like them, right? Plus, they have my name on them. What do other people think? Now that they've started shipping, I'm starting to get messages on all kinds of different platforms, and I thought I'd just take a couple minutes and share some of the initial feedback that I've gotten, because quite honestly, when we got the design finalized, I knew that they were different. I loved them, but my question really started to become like, okay, these are different enough. Are other people going to like them as well? That's what we're going to talk about today. The first person that I want to share what they've sent me is Edwin Pereira. Now, Edwin follows me on YouTube and on Instagram, and so through Instagram, he sent me a DM clear back when we launched them, asking about, you know, some of the specs and which one he should order. So he pre-ordered. One of the cool things that he did, Edwin also had used the customization option. So you may not be aware of this, but you can get like customized fish logos and sayings put on your rods when you order from Kistler. But then when he got it, he said, you know, I don't have time to get out right away, but man, you can feel the difference just by holding in your hands. So then he got out and he's like, he didn't have a ton of time, but wow. That was sort of my first impression too. When I first used the last version of the prototypes, was like, wow, these things are impressive. That was cool to get that message from him. So now the next person that I got some feedback from, I was actually able to fish with him in person. So we've gotten to know each other through Facebook and TikTok and I think Instagram as well. You know, and so he's a local guy. He's maybe an hour and a half away from me. His name's Brad B. So you can follow him on Instagram and TikTok. I think both of them at IB Fishing. He's a great guy. And so, you know, we had a blast when we went out fishing together. And then he made a post and he said, you know, he got to try out the Hunt Bait Finesse Series rods. He's like, they're absolutely fantastic rods, great feel, great looks, and very well made. I remember at one point when he switched from a moving bait to a crappie jig, and he put it on I think it was the 6-foot model. As soon as he went to cast, he's like, oh yeah, this is it. And that was one of the things we were trying to do. We wanted to make sure that they were still good for bottom contact, even having, you know, a slightly more moderate action and taper than a lot of rods have. So the next person I wanted to talk about was a guy named Eric from YouTube. He actually commented a couple weeks ago on the release video that he ordered one of the rods. I think it was the 6'8" that he ordered. And so just a couple of days ago, he commented, I've been using it for the past week and love it so far. It handles fish well and loads better than any other Bass BFS style rod I've tried. I like to sidearm cast from the kayak and it's perfect for both. Thanks again. I'll probably get the 6-foot in the future. So again, that's another person that, like, I don't know, right? These are just people that are watching my videos or seeing what I post, and they're trying out the rods. And you know, so there's somebody that's sort of backing up my claim, like, hey, these might be the best BFS rods out there, because that's what he said as well. It's the best BFS rod for bass that he's ever used. The last person that I wanted to talk about real quick is John from John's Fishing Journeys. Now, we've talked a lot over the last year plus since, you know, he was a subscriber to the YouTube channel. We started chatting back and forth. He started his channel this year, and we've just become really good friends through that, even though we haven't met in person yet. But we've done a lot of video calls actually, and we text back and forth. So he ordered one as well. He got the 3X 7-foot model. His text to me just a few days ago was, okay, I got to fish it a little this morning. It's a great rod. It's so much fun to fish. I thought it was going to be too soft, but it gets into the backbone quick for the power. And I threw a 1/4-inch whopper plopper and it didn't suffer at all like I thought it would. It's great for moving bait, super light and comfortable. The cork feels premium and really soft. The more I fished it, the more I loved it. So interesting thing there is, again, it is a little bit softer rod than many on the market, but the way it works to get into the backbone, the action is different than anything out there. And so it's sort of cool for John to sort of have that experience. Like, okay, I'm going to throw the Whopper Plopper 60 on it, and I think that's going to be too much, but it handled it great. And from his perspective, it's great for moving baits, right? And that's, again, I really was trying to come up with this rod that worked for just about all presentations in the bait finesse realm. So I wanted something that would keep fish pinned on treble hooks, but I also wanted the sensitivity to be able to work some finesse jigs. And based on, you know, those 4 people so far, you know, it sounds like we're on there. So I thought maybe some of you might be like, okay, well, yeah, it's your line of rods, you love them. So I thought I'd just take it real quick and say, hey, other people love them too. Trey Kistler told me that he ordered another 400 blanks, and so they're working on getting a bunch more made up. If the one you want is sold out, it'll be available really soon, and so get the order in because they're sort of filled on a first come, first served basis. Again, these aren't the cheapest rods you can get, but I believe they are the best rods you can get, and I'm starting to get that feedback, which honestly, again, I was a little nervous. And it's great to get this feedback from people that seem to love the rods as much as I do. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.